Next item on the agenda is snow days. This is a topic that we put on the agenda because on October 21st, the commissioner came out with a response when it comes to snow days. Very interesting, but it was very fortuitous that it was October 21st and could make our agenda. Mr. Superintendent.
Another guidance from DESE that allowed superintendents to make the decision as to whether or not we have snow days as traditional days like we've seen before. You call a snow day, no one reports to school, and you make it up at the end of the academic year. The calendar has snow days built into it. Or superintendents across the Commonwealth, can call a snow day or a day off due to inclement weather, and we can use it as remote days where students can learn from their homes, and teachers and staff can stay at their homes and teach remotely as well. So again, as you can imagine, since there was no guidance from DESE, that the state itself is divided on the topic. So our decision at this moment in time that we're going to stick with is if there aren't power outages, just again, too, it's going to be a disclaimer, right? If there's power outages, what I'm about to say will not work. It's not viable. It's not doable. If it's snow and the road conditions are too dangerous to drive, and we're going to call a snow day, we're not going to be making that day up at the end of the academic year. We're going to use that day as a remote learning day and allow all students, to get out of school at a, say, normal time versus making up days that they missed because they were called snow days. So that's the way we're going to run it. If there is inclement weather that knocks out power out of many of the districts that we have teachers coming in from, that day will be a regular snow day. I'll make the announcement to say that it's not a remote day, it's a snow day, no school at all, and we'll have to make it up at the end of the academic year.
Scott, my only question would be, and it's really just logistical, would be the news saying North Attleboro is remote today instead of North Attleboro is canceled today, or no?
Oh, good call. Yeah, no, it's a good thing too. I know that another thing to add to the conversation, many of our surrounding neighboring towns that I communicate with their superintendents are also following suit with what we're doing here tonight with this. So I will mention that I have a roundtable discussion with the Tri-County superintendents. It's just the Tri-County area. And I'll bring that up Wednesday to see if we can get the media to also do that. Many of it's electronic. Thank you, Ethan. That's a good point.
I was just going to ask if by remote learning, do you mean that we're going to have like the classes over Google Meets, or is it just going to be like assigned work to us?
A few years ago, the state approved what they called snow bags. These are pre-made bags for students to take home and leave at their homes. That would be done if a snow day was called, where they may try to count that as academic work. So Shrudi's question asked the question, will there be work already made for them that when a snow day is called, they just have to do it, and our teachers, our staff would not have to work? So Shruti, no, it would not be like that. It is not a pre-made bag. It is something similar to what you may see on a Wednesday. But now that I made that announcement, Michelle, Assistant Superintendent McEwen, the principals and teachers are going to work on exactly how that's going to look, because we don't want our students in remote learning that full day to be on the screen for 6.5 hours all day. It's not going to be healthy. So we want to make sure it's very similar to a Wednesday, where you start off in your synchronous experience, you do your work, you come back into the meeting and discuss with those teachers the work that was done.